This presentation is a study of music used to improve test scores by Lisa Hendrickson. This study evaluates whether or not playing classical music during math tests will have a positive effect on fourth grade student test scores. The students were given 10 math tests. 5 of the tests were given without music, and 5 were given while music was playing in the background. After the tests were given, data was collected. A literature review was done to review other studies that researched the effects of music on student achievement. For example, one study we looked into was the effects of popular and classical background music on the math test scores of undergraduate students. Basically, this study was to examine the effects of 5 popular and classical background music listening styles to undergraduate students' math test scores. In the end, they found that the music had no significant effect on the math test scores. Another study, Final Exam Time, Use Music to Optimize Your Mind by Joseph Cardillo, talks about how to use music to get better grades. And he writes about optimizing your mindset, which can positively affect your ability to organize and recall information without distraction. And lastly, the study by Allison Engel, Studying for Finals, Let Classical Music Help, discusses a number of academic studies done recently. They focused on classical music, and it showed that listening to classical music benefits the brain, sleep patterns, and the immune system. Hypothesis. If fourth grade students listen to classical music while taking math tests, their scores will improve. So we tested 25 students, and they were all enrolled in public elementary school in a general education classroom, and all the students tested on their own individual laptops. After the students took multiple tests with and without classical music, their scores were compared. We hope to see that the test scores went up as the classical music was played. We know that the study has been a success if we see students getting a lower score when tested in silence. Then, when tested with the classical music, their scores will go up. Here's a graph that shows our results, which show the averages of math tests 1 through 10. If you can compare, the blue bar is the test without music, and the orange bar is the test with music. And you can compare tests 1 and 6 were the same test, but one was given with music and one without. Test 2 and 7 also the same test, but one given without music and one with music. And as you see the progress, you can see that the scores were slightly higher when students were able to listen to the classical music. So based on the comparison between the math test given without background music and the math test given with background music, we can conclude that classical music has a slight impact on the improvement of student test scores.